The light! The light! It is the light! Nah, but what's up, though? Oh, man. I'm telling you. I don't know if you can see me because it's kind of dark in here, but man, dude. Self-realization is no joke, man. It's a 24/7 workout every day, man. We getting it in, man. We trying to come out on the other side, man. It's like, nah. But look, every day I wake up, I'm faced with my thoughts. You know, first of all, let me state this. When you wake up in the morning, forget about what you did yesterday. Forget about the past. Forget about what happened last week. Forget about what happened 3 hours ago, unless it's a situation that, you know what I mean, it needs to, show itself again in the future, you know what I mean? But any past mistakes or any past, screw-ups, just forget about them, man, because it will drain you. It will literally drain you. So back to what I was saying. I'm waking up every morning, and I'm faced with my thoughts. I gotta look at all my thoughts in my head. When I see people every day, those represent my thinking pattern and the ways that I think, my structured thinking. So man, it's like, man, dude, like, it'll take a whole lifetime to get the grasp of this. But not literally, but man, dude, like, spirituality sometimes ain't easy, man. These people that I'm faced with to look at every day are getting on my last nerves. But I know how to smile and keep it moving. And plus, I'm moving towards a goal, so things are getting very intense, you know what I mean? Like, when you are, really, really striving and seeking passionately for spiritual liberation and spiritual freedom to get to your next stage in life, you're going to see things get crazy. I'm talking about, it's just too much stuff going on. It's like crazy weather patterns and, a bunch of, attacks against my spirit, trying to make me feel bad all the time. People trying to set me up, trying to make me do stuff that I really don't want to do, because you got to think about it. It's your mind. Your mind knows your every move. It knows your next move. It knows what you're going to do next. It knows what you did last week that's going to affect what's going to happen this week. You know what I mean? It's like you can't trick your mind. You can't get over on your mind because it's your mind. The only thing is to go with the flow, but you have to, we know that the lower self, the ego, and the higher self, you have to merge those two so everything can work naturally to your liking, to your ability and understanding. Because if you don't, your life is going to be a living hell, man. It's going to be a living hell, man. You know what I mean? But as far as I'm concerned, this is the only hell that exists out here. Like, it's just the realizing of our ignorance, and we got to sit there and look at it. So looking at my own ignorance is kind of like my own personal hell, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to, push past the barriers and the obstacles and all those things, you know what I mean? I'm there, I'm almost there, I'm making it, I'm just, like, I gotta make a couple more steps, you know what I mean? I'm there, you know what I mean? I'm basically there, you know what I mean? Like, okay, this is what it's about. When you get that next level of understanding, you're like, yes, okay, now I'm getting this thing, you know what I mean? So, at first, I was real, like, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of, like, down for a minute, yo. I was kind of real, out of it, yo, because I feel like it's literally the whole world is on your shoulders, man. Like, your personal world is on your shoulders, and you gotta man the hell up, and you gotta be some old leader type time. Not really a leader, but you gotta be responsible, man. You gotta be accountable for everything, man. I'm like, wow, I was the type of cat in school. I used to always procrastinate. Now that junk is coming back to haunt me, yo. I said, I wish I never procrastinated back in school, because now it's having a massive amount of effect on me right now. So look, we moving forward. That's all that matters. We moving forward. We're going to get to where we got to get to, and just, keep your knowingness, your knowing faith. You got to know, you know what I mean? There ain't no such thing as doubt, man. And that's like a barrier that most people don't know really doesn't exist, you know what I mean? Since we live in duality, we have to acknowledge the basic way of thinking, you know what I mean? The biblical way of thinking, not, I mean, of duality, you know what I mean? The this or that mentality. You can't just see it as, okay, everything moves with you. You are constantly creating at every moment, every waking second, that your thoughts create your next move. That's why they call it the here and now, because it's about what you create now, which dictates where you're going to take your life, you know what I mean? So everything is consciousness, everything. I'm going to say matter scientifically wise, because I believe that the people around you make up some type of substance of the universe. So therefore, it's got to be some type of some chemical bonds or some type of substance that makes these people up and make up your next life situations. You know what I mean? So I'm going to use matter as a materialistic structure and material that puts everything together and molds it into creation. You know what I mean? And it's crazy how when you fast and stuff, and you're around people, like, when you fast, you're not really supposed to be somewhere quiet and somewhere away from society. But in my case, it's kind of difficult to do that. So when you're around people, no matter where you are, the mall, the movies, the library, the grocery store, wherever you at, you just see how people react to it. And it's like, they be choking, they be coughing, they be like, ugh. I'm like, why is all these people coughing around me, dog? It's because they be melting, yo. You think I'm crazy? Oh, man, these people really be like, if you wasn't sitting there watching them, imagine what type of wicked witch of the west type stuff they be on. They be melting like, ah! They be choking and coughing. And then, like, it's like, then you smell, like, these weird fumes, like, from people. When you walk past people, you get these disgusting smells, and they kind of foul and annoying. Like, whoa, dude, like, that's the smell of matter breaking up, you know what I mean? And most of the foods that we eat keep these people alive, yo. Like, I'm a first-hand witness of it, you know what I mean? Like, the junk that's being sold out in the stores, and the everyday thing that's an ego booster to, the lower self. Anything that props the ego up on a pedestal that's unnatural, basically is the oppressing tool for every human being. It's the oppressor. And it's crazy. I'm going to jump to the next subject and talk about karma, man. Karma is not something that you got to keep on your spirit. It can be erased. Karma can be erased through self-sacrifice. You know what I mean? I'm going to make another video about that next video.